another episode of Library of Ruina, where in the last episode, it turns out that this group of observers have some kind of connection, at least observing the Molar group down here when they disappeared on that train, and we just defeated them and dealt with some abnormalities in the last episode. And in this episode, we're going to be continuing on. I had two of these books here, Book of Dalek and Alec, but I burned one of each or so just to get some of the materials. So I'll be having to replay a level or so if I fail this stuff. But anyway, we'll worry about that later. For now, let's get on this. Mary, where are we now? How much time has passed? Are they still on the train? Tommy, you're awake. I'm sorry. I don't really know. I don't know how long we've been here. We're about 10 days in. 10 days? How are you feeling like now? You're out cold for 3. I thought warp trains were supposed to arrive in just 10 seconds. How could this happen? What's going to happen to us? Where are we? I'm not certain myself, Mr. Tommy. I've already heard your lover, in case you're wondering. I'm Elena, currently working as a nurse. This is Jay Hyun, a doctor from our hospital. A pleasure to meet you. They took care of you while you fainted. This is my first time experiencing a delay like this, too. I've used warp trains quite often, you see. I always had a pleasant 10-second trip to the destination. Do you know anything about accidents like this, Doctor? Not at all. This kind of malfunction surely should be surely fatal to W Corp's image. It's strange that they haven't made any response for this long. Why are we worrying about W Corp? We're all going to starve to death trapped inside this train. Tommy, actually, let me tell him. Tommy, you're asleep for the last 2 days. Are you feeling any thirst right now? You didn't consume any water or moisture while you were out, just so you know. I'm not thirsty at all? For some reason, no one here appears to be feeling any kind of hunger or thirst. To elaborate, no one has malfunctions or distress in vital psychological functions. How is that even possible? Just what's going on here? We have no idea. Just wait a little more. Seems that time is all we have after all. This is kind of weird. They keep making it obvious the train's supposed to be 10 seconds. What I am curious about is, was this some kind of planned experiment? Like some kind of outside force deliberately sabotage the train to go in some kind of pocket dimension or something where time is seemingly paused or something or so, because that's sort of what's implied here, because it's the reason why I think it might be a deliberately intentional plan and experiment is because I just be curious as what kind of abnormal behavior is going on, just like the rest of the characters, except the observer group we faced in the last episode. Were deliberately paid to observe this group, and they were completely thrown off the way it happened too. Someone had to have known that this was something was going to happen in advance. They knew they knew enough to tell the observer group or so to plant tracking devices like audio recorders and cameras on the Molar Fixer group in order to track what happens or so. That's something you can't exactly plan for unless you know in advance something is going to happen. Like, how else could you possibly predict when and where exactly something is going to happen, down to knowing who to put bugs on, like tracking devices, camera, as in audio recorders on. Like, it seems like they didn't know, the Mueller team didn't know that they were bugged or so before going on or so, unless I'm wrong with that. Like, there's some parts that are too planned out. Like, someone had to know. Anyway, Tommy, you can keep your eyes closed if you're tired. I'll always be at your side. Me too, Mary. I'll stay next to you all the time. 15 days in. Tommy! Tommy! Mary, what's wrong? What's with all this noise? Tommy, wake up! This is bad! Although we did expect something like this to happen sooner or later. What's going on? It seems trouble has occurred in the carriage next to ours. What are they doing? Watch me! Witness me! Yeah! A natural reaction to being trapped in a closed space like this for more than 2 weeks. Did that person just slice off their own throat? Huh? This is intriguing. Doctor? Certainly is. Eileen didn't send us here for nothing. Wait, what? Look at this. God, my neck nearly dang, and I'm still on. Tommy, stick with me, Mary. Jesus Christ. Ah, Mr. Tommy, you're finally awake. I never thought I'd faint so many times in my life. The sight must have been quite shocking for Miss Mary as well. Yeah, she's still asleep. What happened to that person? You're talking about the person that slit their own throat. They were put on quarantine in a different carriage. There's just 300 people on board. Can't be the only one to have done such a thing. Quarantined? You mean they're not dead? They should have died after bleeding so much. You don't usually quarantine a corpse. They're surprisingly alive, even though the arteries are cut. Blood was spilled all over the floor, but wasn't completely separated from the body. What do you mean it wasn't separated from the body? Not a single drop of blood was scattered or smeared. The pool of blood remaining connected the body like a coat. Mass? What? And that person stayed conscious the whole time, enough to communicate? They're probably still vividly feeling the pain of their neck being slit? What the hell? How could any of this be possible? I'm afraid I don't know. Sorry, Mr. Tommy, I can't help. Same response all the time. No, it's alright. I shouldn't expect you to know all the answers after all. There's one thing we can know for sure, and that's that this is only the beginning. You'll have to brace yourself. For the sake of your lover as well. Yeah, I gotta. 30 days in. Tommy, this is me. The next carriage over till 5 of the 30 already filled with suicidals. Don't worry, Mary. Feeling the carriage are still going strong. Well, thanks, sir. And today, it's not just us. It seems to be counting on those two. Really is. They're so professional and collected. It's reassuring to have them around. You're right. If it wasn't for Elena and Jae Hyun, we might have. Mary, don't say dark things. 93. Jesus Christ! Good Lord! Oh. Like, just immediately, my eyes are drawn, like, ignoring all the obvious blood, my eyes are drawn into two things. The woman in the middle holding a decapitated head, and this guy here on the left with his face cut off. Immediately, my eyes are just stuck in between the two there. The situation is worsening, everyone. Carriages 5 to 15 are still in solidarity, including carriage 7 are located. The thing is, they're not looking good for the carriages beyond 15. Even just 3 days ago. Yeah, I heard carriage 19 is full of half-dead people. They're breaking other carriages and ravaging people's bodies. It's like they're playing with them like toys. That's sadly the case. These people seem to have decided to accept pain as a way to endure this trial of time. Have they gone mad, killing each other just to pass the time? 100 days of extended isolation, trapped in a train car where you have nothing to do except interact with the people around. Like it's the isolation. It's like their people are going mad because of like extended isolation. Like the isolation and lack of stimuli, I guess, from like being trapped. It's the isolation and lack of stimuli that's like of like being trapped in these train cars. Or that's driving these people to madness. They aren't exactly dead though. Mary, they're crawling around with their limbs barely attached. They're pretty much as good as dead. That's right. We must persevere. Can stop them from damaging their own bodies. Forcing the pain of others is simply unacceptable. How is it what's making these characters hold on? Like, or specifically Mary and Tommy, like, what's making them hold on and endure and persevere enough to stay normal while they're surrounded by other people going mad from like the isolation? Because I know I'm going to eventually be corrected sooner or later, but I have some intuition is making me suspicious of Elena and the Dr. Jae Hyun. For some reason, I'm suspicious that those two have something to do with what's going on. Like they're working. Like, if I'm correct in guessing that this is some kind of experiment, like to see what would happen to people who are stuck in this situation. Like, Elena and the Dr. Jae Hyun could be like working with the company or group that caused this to happen, and they're here to observe what's going on from the inside so that they could report it back to like whoever or whatever caused this. But of course, that is going off of the assumption that some organization or group who is not only capable of doing this, but is willing to do something like this deliberately and plan it out well enough to have people to like put people in there to observe. Like, I know that there's like some assumptions I'm making here, but again, like, I'm just trying to figure out what's going on here. Miss Elena, Hyun, sir, what can we do? What if they're attacking What if they attacked my younger siblings? I'm sure you don't want to be separated from your loved ones. You want to stay with them forever. A trip that might last an eternity, don't you? What? That is extremely weird. Like, outright suspicious for someone to say. Yes, we do. We've had to endure it for together. Can you show us a way? Hey, can you show us a way? Hey, Jae-hyun. I don't want to be separate from Tommy either. You feel the same, right, Tommy? Yeah, of course. Then please have faith in us. I'm growing like it could maybe just circumstantial, but this just makes me more suspicious of them. We need your agreement. You must be prepared to fight them. Fight them? The vile people from Yonkin are trying to break us apart. So they're evil bad guys now? What? 100 days in. They're mad. They're all they're mad. They're all crazy. Mr. Tommy, are you still hesitating? Tommy, look at them. They don't look all too bad. I was shocked at first, but I can be with you forever, Tommy. I think I'll be able to make it through. Sorry, Mary, I need a little more time to think. Mr. Tommy, well, this trick, it has an abundance of time. We don't have much of it left for us. I won't compel you. The decision is in your hands. 113 days in. I'll do it. I'll do it, damn it! Tommy, so you decided. I've seen what happened to the people in carriage 14. They're already raided. They were just sitting there drooling, their eyes turned white in shock. I can't let the same happen to you, Mary. Tommy, I feel the same. Good. Let's start the procedure and meet. What? Doctor, he nods. What the hell? What procedure? What are they doing? What? 120 days in. Tommy, how are you feeling? I don't know. But I'm really... What are these question marks here? I can feel your heartbeat. Oh shit. Just the context clues of these two so I don't want to see where this goes. The context of these clues carries the implication that the Dr. Jae-hyun and Elena surgically combined Mary and Tommy into one body. If I'm interpreting these dialogue boxes is correctly. Because the context clues carry that implication. A combination of like, I can feel your heartbeat vividly. We'll never be apart again. Just that alone wouldn't be like enough or much. But like other things like the other people trying to commit suicide, living through attempts at suicide, and otherwise living through attempts at mutilating each other or their own bodies and each other's bodies, basically being granted a kind um granted some kind of immortality or invincibility or something, or otherwise an inability to die in spite of how much damage your body takes. Like just, I mean, that would be the perfect condition to be able to do something as grotesque as combining people those bodies together in some kind of disgusting abomination creature. That's, and from what I've seen of this lobotomy corpse slash library Ruina's world, this seems like the kind of world to pull off something that just grotesque and abominable. But anyway, 150 days in. Thanks to your love, we can keep carriages up to number 10 safe. All thanks to the new bodies you gave us, Doctor. I'm flattered to hear that. Your love for each other is what really protected you. Doctor, her carriage 10 is urgently asking for help. So Tommy, would you head and lend them your strength? Huh? Thought anyone we aren't strong either. Your affection for each other will slowly invigorate your new body. We'll trust you, Doctor. The fact that they're like sharing a dialogue box now, like two names in one dialogue box like this, just, it's a mild confirmation towards. Oh. Okay, hold on a second. For what it's worth, 3,437, and if my math on my calculator is right, that's 9 years. That's about 9 years with 152 days left over, meaning approximately definitely 9 years with approximately 5 months. That's the total amount this is portraying. We can shove suicidals into their place like a breeze now, Tommy. Yeah, just as Doug said, our affection for each other gave us strength. They keep crawling out no matter how many times we smash them. They should go quiet for a while now. Welcome back to Tommy, Mr. Tommy and Miss Mel. Oh! Ugh. This wasn't, I don't know why I could have expected this, but like, this wasn't exactly it. And you know what's even worse? The fact that I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 arms. At least 5 arms on them carries the implication that they're adding other people to their own body. Rather, it's like separated body parts that were torn off from other people, or they're assimilating other people in their own bodies. Like, but like, other things could be like possibly explained, like this eye here could have been like her eye, like to somehow like pulled back in her head and came back down here. Or this mouth could be like its own thing growing, but then where would the teeth come from? But like the 4 arms like here, like 4 of the 5 arms could be explained being Tommy and Mary, but he's Tommy and Mary's arms. But where does the 5th one come from, other than them assimilating more mass into their body? Tommy and Mary are the heroes of Lovetown. Tommy, Mary, you're so cool. This is approximately a 1,984 years. You're back, Tom Mary. What's up? The fact that they devolve into becoming like a single-minded entity, and the fact that they're calling her mommy. I'm sorry, I need because of how just fucked up this is. I knew this game and Lobotomy Corp can get messed up at times, but this is like the worst I've seen. So you'll have to forgive me if I need a moment. What's up, mommy? How have you been? It's the same as always. I wonder if I should fold these blood lumps into squares or triangles this time. Do you know what's really sad? The fact that their names just meld together like their body is. The fact that this, I don't even know what to call it because it sure as hell ain't human anymore. But just this creature is referring itself with singular first person pronouns like I. You should wonder if like Tom and Mary are gone. They're gone. They're separate consciousnesses or so. There's separate, different, unique consciousness between just Tom's consciousness and just Mary's consciousness. The two of them are gone. There's only just this thing now. That's nice. They enjoy pain anyway, but they should like it. Is the blood lumps other people? Where's Daddy? A part of what makes this so screwed up is like, it's not the fact that this creature sees like Elena as a mother and the doctor or Jo-Yeon as like a father. It's the childishness of like calling them mommy and daddy like a young little kid. Like, it's not even just like mother and father, or even just mom and dad. Like, mommy and daddy carry a sense of childishness. And that's also disturbing. He went to the front carriage for a moment. So why'd you call me here, Mommy? I finally got an interesting toy. Means they've seen it up, according to Eileen. Okay, who's Eileen, and why am I just hearing about her now for the first time? And who's they? Interesting toy? The invitation to the library. Remember the infamous urban legend? Fixers who disappeared after seeing an invitation, and it looks just like this. Remember how I said before how I felt bad because for killing people like the Fixers or so, what's his name, Mars and his friend, or the other group, like the Mulder group Fixers, because they're practically just innocent, innocuous people just doing a job, working as equivalents of cops in this world. Them getting killed in the library is a fucking blessing compared to whatever disgusting crimes against humanity I'm witnessing here. Looks just like this. Sorry, Mommy, what's a library? What do you mean by Fixers? Oh, right, I'm sorry, Hugh. No, don't be sorry, Mommy, it's... Okay, what? We're going back, we're going back to plural pronouns? It goes from I to our, implying plural? For being dumb? No, he'd have cried laughing if he were here. I'm sorry, the fact that there's, I don't know what's worse. The fact that they're, blended together, their minds and consciousness have blended in together. I don't know what's worse. The fact that their minds and consciousness both have blended together, that they're both basically become one person. And enough of a singular entity to refer to itself as singular first person pronouns like I, me, and my. But there's just barely enough left of their individuality left for them to accidentally slip into using plural pronouns like us or our, or which signifies that there's some bit left in there, just, oh my god. But please don't punish me. I'm not scolding you, see? No punishments either. Here, take this. And sign the invitation with the other town people. If you can find and bring the books listed on that paper there, I'll give you a prize. Prize? I like prizes. Not like you'll make it back anyway. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. I hate this fucking bitch. The fact that she would do she and the doctor would do something as disgusting and abominable as to turn people into this disgusting abomination, and then use it, then basically treat it as a pet to sick on other people, to put other people in line, because do as I say, because if you step out, you better do as I say, because if you step out of line, I'll sick this thing on you. And then she's sending this thing to its death? Because, there's no... How else can I possibly interpret that? She fully knows and expects this creature to die in the library. $724,284 days. You alright? You don't look so well. It's disgusting. It's a shame that I can't vomit like humans do. It's a natural reaction to seeing stuff like that. What kind of malfunction could have stopped the train for thousands of years anyway? Is everything okay out there? I don't really feel that much time has passed, but what if time flew without us realizing while we were busy watching that? Less than an hour has passed for us since we only watched fractions of the process. What about the outside world, though? It should be the same as us. That one is unique, guess. Its book will surely be an interesting read. Wow, I'm leaving town for the first time. The only thing I have left to wonder at this point is that when we put this thing down and turn it into a book, are we going to get two separate books? One for Tom before he got turned into this creature, and one for Mary before she got turned into this creature? Or are we just going to get just one book of this creature? Or from like its point of view, like what existing as something like this could be from its own perspective. I'm visiting a new place altogether with all the townspeople. Greetings, dear guests. Hello, ma'am. Who are you? I am... I know it's just how, like, they just, like, mirror or flip the model. Like, before, when it's, like, looking to the... When it's on the right side of the screen, looking to the left, Mary's head was, like, on the left over here. It was on the left side. And now that it's, like, it's flipped or so, her head's on, like, the right side. He's like, I'm Tom Mary from Lovetown. Angela, Mommy told me to get things called books from this place. You can find them through the door over there. Thank you. Do you happen to remember Tommy and Mary? Do I even want to hear the answer to this? Tommy? Who's that? So they don't even know who they used to be. Please don't mind. May you find your book in this place. Is it wrong that I'm kinda almost about to cry from how, like, legitimately about to cry from how terrible this is? Like, this is the shit they've been doing to the people in the train car for all those literal thousands of years, like, what did I say, almost 2,000 years or something? Was it almost 2,000? The fact that these things are like the Flood, but worse. The Flood from Halo. The Flood are basically, for all two of you that don't know, the Flood in the Halo series is basically space zombies. Is that that consume other creatures and turn them into zombies. These are equivalent to zombies or something. And they mutilate and distort the bodies that they turn into them. Or so, and And like the Flood are considered like disgusting, abominable creatures. But that's the Flood the Flood are monsters inflicting that onto normal living creatures. What makes this arguably, at best, just as bad as the Flood, if not worse, is the fact that all these things I'm looking at here used to be normal human beings. Normal human beings that were turned into these disgusting abominations by other normal human beings. That's what makes it arguably worse. This is going on too long. Let's just get to the actual gameplay for the first time in the episode. These things can barely even speak. And considering that they probably don't remember if Tom Mary is any indication, these things don't even remember being human. These things probably don't remember or being human. So, would putting these things down, like just ending their existence, would that be mercy killing at this point? Or would that be murder? Because if I was mutilated and turned to a monster like these things are, I think I'd want to be like just put out of my misery. But on the other hand, they don't remember even being human. Existing the way they are now is all they know anymore. They don't remember being normal humans. Okay, let's see what that thing's doing. You don't have to... Wait, what card did alright. Okay, so I can't do anything with it. Okay, so I'm just sitting here staring like an idiot. Let's just... A Free hit. Okay, which one's the weakest? This one with 3 health is low. Maybe we should run. Please don't bully our townspeople, please. I might left alone. There you go. And me. I feel bad for that. felt bad for that comment of please don't bully townsfolk, but you guys have to turn around and do this. Literally all three of you ganging up on one character like this, really? It'd be great if you could have understand love with us. I wanna be with the townspeople I love. I don't wanna die. Yeah, here we go, boss fight.
Yes, I have been so afraid.
Wait, what?
Yes, I have been so distant, consistently indifferent. It's hard to put that in an amicable sentence. I'm sorry, actually, not really. There's stress, so much work, too much work to be done. Committing to commitments, hiding my indulgence, the freedom we sacrifice for love. You also made me from the first time that you gave me loyalty, patience and persistence. Listen, it's hard to describe what I'm feeling at the moment. Are you
was not expecting lyrics.
Yes, I have been so distant, consistent. It's hard to put that in an amicable sentence. I'm sorry, actually, not really. There's stress.
Is it me or is it like there's a slight sense of like kind of like childlike wonder or otherwise like young optimism, young optimistic view in the lyrics, with like the tone. The young child like optimistic happy view that the song seems to carry just emphasizes the tragedy of this. That's a little loud. Why is everyone getting the extra stuff? Like, person literally doesn't have any more cards.
Yes, I have been so afraid. Yes, I have been so distant, consistent. It's hard to put that in an amicable sentence. I'm sorry, actually, not really. There's stress, so much work to be done. Committing to commitments. Sacrifice for love.
don't even know what the hell happened. Okay, 8 to 20, ouch. Okay, we're getting more cards here. You're attacking this. The one card that the character can use, and I don't have the points.
Yes, I have been so obsessed. Yes, I have been so distant, consistent. It's hard to put that in dynamic sense. I'm sorry, actually, not really. There's so much work, too much work to be done. Commitments, hiding my indulgence, the freedom we sacrifice for love.
Where are you? I'm so scared. Come my side, Tommy. Oh my god. I don't even know what to say. The fact that Tom Barry's last words was Barry by herself breaking through and out of the consciousness is to like to, I don't know, beg or look for Tom, who's apparently not there anymore. I'm not sure if that was a malfunction of the singularity or anything, but now I see that may not be the only one to suffer from the copiousness of time. Well, anything could happen, can happen. Does that console you somehow? Not at all. I'm different. I won't go through the same ordeal ever again. I retained myself unlike those people. I persevered. I didn't let time consume my sanity. I still think that Elena and Dr. Fiona were... I hope I get to kill them. I hope they come to there. I fucking hope they come to the library. Let me have that fucking much. I didn't break down. Alright, let's just calm down and take a deep breath. When the memories of hard times burst forth, you gotta embrace them to the core. Urban Nightmare. Scene 5, Urban Nightmare. The dream has been shattered. The tower has collapsed. Elcor, the White Knights in dark. He's the distortion and the library. With this, those four have been confirmed to be closely associated with each other. It caught me off guard. Who could have expected the library of all places to be a key factor of the White Knights in dark days? And the library's location has finally been clearly determined. Is that the library is revealing more of itself the more dangerous it is considered. The building shimmering like a mirage in the midst of a fog surrounding the nest of Elcourt. Those who tried to approach it got lost in the mist. We should prepare ourselves soon enough. Since that mirage is slowly becoming a reality as the fog is clearing up. That means, yes, we received an official document. As of today, the library is designated as an urban nightmare by Hannah Association HQ. Think you're getting closer? To what? The freedom you've been yearning for, I mean. I don't know. The one book is steadily on its way to completion, though. Is that book really going to resolve everything magically for you? The library quite literally holds infinite possibilities. Every possible combination of letters is written inside the books. Hey man, once you read the dictionary, all the other books in existence just become remixes. But mere fragments of those possibilities are worthless on their own. With the help of the invitation, I can manage the countless possibilities and each the ones I need for the one perfect book. As I weave the books in the light following the invitation's lead, I will complete the one absolute book. I will create the book that contains all the answers I seek. That doesn't sound impossible theoretically. I'm not just hanging on to theoretical possibilities. I could I said the word yearn. I could learn a lot from seeing the various sides of the city in the process of creating the one book. This has its own meaning. Then I realized once again that without the book, there's no way to find the answer from the city. What do you mean you can't find the answer from the city? I yearned one thing from... I did it again! I learned one thing from reading all the books of the inhabitants of this city thus far. No one is truly free in the city. Every person is chained to something. Not a single thing appears to be done and out of free will. Fixers obey their offices, and those offices obey the associates. Even if they know full well that their orders might get them killed, the same goes for the syndicates. Everyone is heading somewhere, but no one knows where, and no one can decide where to go. They're all drifting along with the flow. I thought money could get you anything to say, including freedom and whatever. They could be free, but they aren't. They actually seem to shun freedom. I think I'm getting the idea. Everyone's always being chained to something, or following, or they're always like following chains. So like people are working their jobs, following orders. That isn't Like, that's not freedom by Angela's logic here. And like, fixers are following the orders of their offices, which by extension are following the orders of their associates. And if you think about it, it's always like, I guess that's like consistent so far, like, but like, you can interpret that one way or another, or on the people we fought so far. Like, the chef guys were chasing after and following their desire to, like, hunt for food. The musician guys and that woman that wanted to make music out of, like, what was it they, like, kept talking about, like, wanting to make music out of, like, people's bodies, like, plucking people's arteries like strings on an instrument. They're chasing that music. People are chasing money, riches, or trying to chase answers to get out of equations. They're like always tied to something. They want to belong to something that isn't themselves. They like to define themselves with the organization they belong to, or valuations made by others. Their essence is so fragile they can't specify their own identity without encasing themselves in such a shell. Yes, this must be what the disease of the mind was all about. I was imprisoned underground and exploited for the freedom of the people of the city. After all, taking away my freedom so that others can be free. To spread this enlightenment to the rest of the city. Talking about your previous occupation, huh? I am. I actually want to crush everything to dust at this point. I want to ruin it all. What about my freedom? Who will hold the responsibility for creating me, carelessly leaving me to suffer? I sometimes want to just forget everything. The library, the one book, all of it. Do you know how it feels to be denied since the very moment you were born? I do. I'm painfully aware. Because that's how a creator treated me. I would have loved for him to at least tell me what I did wrong. All I could see of him was a pair of cold eyes without a speck of expectation and a quiet remark. A tiny whisper ordinary humans couldn't have heard. It's only a machine. I can still remember that moment so vividly as if it happened seconds ago. I cursed my memory. I curse this body that holds a word I don't want to listen to. I curse this head that reminds me of things I don't want to remember. He sounds like a nasty person. If you need a machine to serve repetitive tasks, why do you bother making the ethics amendment to create you with human emotions and everything? I wasn't exactly born with the ability to feel emotions. It slowly awakened inside of me over her monotonous repeats. No, perhaps the truth is that he designed so my emotions would awaken over time. Perhaps because the repetitive tasks needed emotions. He is something that could form an independent response to slight variations over a repeating script, all the while enduring eons of time. Something he could keep in control so that it wouldn't try to deviate from the script. It wasn't a human-like machine that he needed. It was a human with the properties of a machine. You never know how many desperate struggles I made to stomach this cycle. Those being closing my eyes. All I could do in the end, is I didn't want to see, but had the witness was shut my eyes. That was the least and the most I could do to resist it. Real nasty, but hey, that role you were forced to play up did wrap up somehow. You can think about what to do next now, right? Are you telling me to just forget about the past and move on? Try to be more attentive or you jabber nonsense. I could never forget. Keeping my eyes closed couldn't protect me anymore. Even a moron would have been able to envision exactly what could happen and what kind of face everyone would make after so much time. Every second that was inscribed into my memory slowly and painfully. I can't forget anything once I've seen it. I still remember everything so vividly. That's why I can't forgive that man. He left tying up any loose ends with me. The man who created me on a whim and then let my life be crushed under the weight of time. Nah, who am I to tell you to leave the past behind or anything? I'm just suggesting you think about your next move. It can provide a little bit of support for release, kind of like making a fence around yourself. It's going to serve as a floor to fall back on in your never-ending plot of vengeance. I didn't think you'd care that much for me. It's ultimately for myself, really. Still, it seems evident that I am heading somewhere, seeing as my body is undergoing changes. My mechanical exterior is returning to flesh, and blood is starting to course through it. Still a long way to go to reach the book, though. Could you actually be changing into a human? That seems to be the case, although it's not quite perfect yet. Though, perhaps I could become a genuine human at the end of this journey. When I do, I could forget so many things so easily, free from the deluge of memories drowning me. If I can let all the unwanted memories slide away, then I may think about what to do next, like you said. The passive transfer cost limit is increased from 6 to 8. Wow, that was a lot. Okay, let's just get this out of the way. Deal 7 damage to self. I think I'm going to end the episode here. The entirety of watching that it's just first of all, it's really long. Longer, so this entire thing by itself took up the entire episode, which usually isn't the case. He said I wasn't expecting it, but either way, the entire thing was just extremely heavy. I need an actual break from this just to absorb it all. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. This has been Lobotomy Corp. I keep making that mistake. Why? Force a habit? Anyway, thank you so much for watching. This has been Library of Ruina. Please, these comments are always appreciated down below. But otherwise, thanks again for watching, and until next time, I will see you guys around.